And if we want to present ourselves as an inviting community, that's got to be addressed.
I have a quick question dealing with a couple of these things. The truck was one of them. Can some of this be planned by putting money aside for more than 1 year?
Yes,
Okay.
you can, I mean, and that will be, again, right now, figure out what those priorities are, when we lay those numbers, when we go, okay, here's our priorities, it may be, we say our priority is a fire truck, right, and then we'll pick the low one, $1 million fire truck, and go, well, there's any way we're gonna do it this year, what's that plan?
Can we set aside money for that over 3 or 4 years? I'm just, and I.
We'll have to.
Right. And then I think in line with what Bill said, as far as the town, the derelict structures would be important. As far as how the town is viewed, as far as visitors and getting people in. I think that would be.
And residents.
To what?
And residents.
And residents, it would be important to the residents and to visitors. And to the businesses as well.
Share, which I think might be useful. We had Chatham First had a consultant coming in to talk about community and what to do to improve community. And her suggestion was, it's very inexpensive to drive through the town and look at it, not from your own perspective, but from what you think somebody from the outside, brand new, would look at when they drive through the town. What does it look like? And I tried that today, driving through the town, and she's absolutely right. Stuff that just simply passes by me on a daily basis, if you scrutinize it, it takes some real attention.
So can we come up with, in general, top 3?
I think fire department, public safety is my number 1. My number 2 is derelict properties. And my number 3, kind of torn on this one.
Well, you can say 4.
Okay. Clean up the bridge. And, Chatham Burial Park. The trees and the repaving.
Bob, you got top 3 or 4?
Well, some of them look like, fireworks, we're not gonna renege on fireworks.
Yeah,
That's
some of them are
good.
kind of givens.
That's a given. I have no idea why we need billboards, but, in the farmer's market, we're not gonna renege on that. So, and of course, the real project, I think, is what Bill said, is the cleanup. And then, of course, public safety, that would be at the top. And, for my own point of view, this repaving the Crider Field, if you wanna go out there and drive through a mud hole every time, that really needs to be addressed. And it's not a big deal, it's not gonna, I don't see that we really need right away to repave the whole thing, but it's a place where water just drains. And we tried to fix it a few years ago, but they didn't have water draining to the lowest point. So that's the problem. And that's something that could be done pretty easily, I think. It wouldn't cost a lot of money. But,
I only did 3, but I think 4.
You can do 4.
And the 4th one, I would lump together any of those projects that have some funding from the outside.
Did you get his top 3, Nick?
I did.
Okay. Bill, really, you got it?
My top 3 would pretty much be the 57 bridge cleanup, the derelict structures, and then the public safety. I would kind of group the contributions together. Of course, the truck, as I understand,
A long
a
term.
long-term project, but that, I have that down a hub as well, but I understand the cost of that.
what, if we had cash money today, what could we buy a ladder truck? I know you can't get it even if you had the money, because it tell you it's gonna take 2 years to build. Well, if you had the money today, what is today's figure?
Today's cost,
Yeah.
about 2.5 for a lot. It's a span of 3 years, 2 years to get, and then you have a year before the first payment's due. So you got, if we ordered today, it'd be for 3 years before the first payment's due.
Okay, that's interesting.
It's ridiculous.
Well, I do like the idea of a committee that can start thinking about that, raise, you
Who
know,
builds it?
raising money, private funds, plus
Pierce.
from the town, and we can build up a bucket full of money.
Well, there's several companies that build them, isn't
Mm-hmm. Actual ladder trucks, and we have to go by who we can get to work on it too. That becomes an issue, and Pierce is the only one that's got a repair center close by. So, and all of, I mean, as far as money goes, it's not like you're gonna
Bracket.
save $1 million or 800,000. They're all gonna be relatively close in some form or fashion dollar wise.
it? In the county, who has ladder trucks now?
So there's two 75-footers, one at Cool Branch and one at Ringgold, which is straight ladders. And then one at Blair's, which is,
about straight ladders.
it's just a ladder. It's not so we're the only platform in the entire county.
Oh, platform, okay.
So, which is
Put a
used,
cannon on it.
well, no, everybody's can squirt water and that's basically the use, but the platform is for rescuing, cause we have Chatham Hall and Hargrave
Okay.
and some,
Plus we drop ping pong balls.
yeah,
Okay, so Ringo and Cool Branch,
yeah.
what does Cool Branch need one for?
I guess a couple of those lake properties. But in all honesty, the 75, and I'm not knocking any decisions anybody makes, but the 75-footers would be useless for us. It takes everything we got just to do anything at Hardgrave with 100-foot. And if you start talking about rescue and the difference between a ladder, you can imagine trying to climb down. The platform's more for literally rescuing somebody and getting them out.
So you think we need a platform?
Yeah. I mean, as far as cost,
Does that add to the?
you're not really adding anything, it's just,
Another 25 feet?
yeah.
Okay.
75 feet just ain't enough to, it'll squirt water, obviously, but it just is not enough for what. If you're gonna spend that kind of money and you want the parents of these schools and the courthouse and everything we've got here in town, then you gotta have that.
Yeah.
Does that give you enough to go on, Nick, or do we need to add to that list a little bit more?
No, he does. Cause then what I'll do is, next month we'll come in, I'll rack and stack based on this, we'll sit down, the others will be below it. If you have something else you wanna see, but when I bring this back in next month and you get it before the meeting, you're gonna see dollar figures against those probably top 5 to 7. We'll highlight, on public safety, the request, you'll get the top of the line request based on their budget, and then you can make a determination on the operating side. That's how we'll take a look at that. They can get all, they can get some, they get none. I mean, we know they're gonna get some because we've got it as a top priority, but that's how that number will go against there. Same with the others. Cost share will fall down there and say what the cost share is, and then the quote against that. For what we would end up,
And we didn't mention specifically the rescue squad, but I hope that's part of that conversation.
that's in public safety, so that'll come down as a public safety line.
Yes.
Okay. Is that kind of covered for now? All right, thanks, everybody, and we don't need a closed session, so we don't need to return to an open session. Can I have a motion to adjourn this work session?
So moved.
Thank you. Easley,
Motion by Thompson, second by Easley.
all those in favor?